Hey builders, it's Jen McNeely here with JWM Designs and Marketing, and in this video I want to talk about a gem that I found that I think would be great for a lot of you who are just starting out and you're trying to build your email list and build your following. Now I know some of you may not be familiar with this, but it is so important that as you build your business that you make sure that you build it on a solid foundation, particularly when it comes to the different software and programs that you use. Having these internal systems not only set you up for success, but they become scalable as you continue to grow and expand your business. One of those really important elements that I've learned, and I learned it a little bit later than others, is making sure that I build my raving fans list, meaning my email list. I need to have a way to be able to communicate directly with the people who are following my content, who are following what I'm doing, who are customers, people who want to be engaged with me. The reason I say that is because when you're on these social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, at any point they can shadow ban you, they can remove your material, and they can block your ability to communicate directly with your customers. And so you don't want to have it where Facebook or Instagram owns your entire list of your customer base and you have no way of reaching out to them. Or let's say you decide to change it up. You started out on Facebook and now you wanted to transition to TikTok. Or maybe you want to transition to Instagram. Whatever it is, this is going to help you kind of get through some of those layers of what should I pick, which software should I pick, and my favorite right now that I'm really loving is called SendInBlue. SendInBlue is a fantastic email marketing automation system. They also have a CRM that goes with it. There are so many bells and whistles with it. But the best thing about SendInBlue right now is that it has a forever free program. So you can test it out, try it out, see if you like it, see if it fits with your business, but you don't have to spend a single dime. And I love that because I hate spending money on software that I don't use, that I go ahead and buy it, and then I realize, oh, this was such a waste of money and time. When you're first starting out, you don't have the time, you don't have the money to be wasting it on things that are not going to help you grow your business. And I think SendInBlue is a great platform. And so I want to show you how I've been using it since about December of 2020 and how much it has helped me in my business thus far. Now, before we get too far into this video, don't forget to like this video and be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you can get the latest updates on the things that I'm putting out. I am trying to make sure that I provide relevant and meaningful content for you that are transitioning from being a full-time employee to an entrepreneur. And so giving you guys some of the resources, tools, and tips that have helped me, and I hope that they continue to help you as you grow. It's 2021, y'all. It's time to grow our businesses and take our legacies to that next level. So I can't wait to see all the successes that you guys have throughout this year. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this is the homepage for SendInBlue. I've already signed in, so you'll be able to see it. But this is their homepage, and like it says here, you can always do a test drive for free. SendInBlue is awesome. I mean, I love it for a small business, a growing business. And so before I actually go into my account, I want you to kind of get an idea of some of the things that they offer. They have chat functionality. They've got email marketing. You can also do SMS marketing, which is through text messages. You can get your email inbox organized if you have a team of people. They also have CRM, which is going to be your customer relationship manager. They've got those capabilities. You can use transactional emails, segmentation, marketing automation. They have the access for you to create landing pages, sign up forms, retargeting, and you can launch your Facebook ads from it. I haven't used all of these features yet, but there are, because some of them go into the paid account and some of them don't, but I really like it, and I just wanted you to kind of see the homepage just so you can get an idea of what's on there. And so let me show you the pricing real quick before we go into my page. So when it comes to pricing, SendInBlue has 4 plans. You've got the forever free plan, the light, premium, and enterprise. And really depending on where you are in your business, that's going to determine which one you want to do. But if you're just starting out and you're just testing everything out, I would definitely recommend that before you decide to purchase anything, to spend any money on anything, try out the free version. And the reason I say you want to try out the free version, because you don't know if this is going to work for your needs. And depending on what your business is, it may or may not. And so I love free trials. I love forever free programs. And so let's go ahead and get into it. What you get with the Forever Free program is that you can send up to 300 emails per day. Now, if you don't have a list of people yet, of course you're not going to be sending 300 emails yet. You might be sending 12 a day. So this is going to help you as you're growing your list. And once you get beyond 300, then you can start doing other things and like maybe adding on to the paid program. But you get unlimited contacts, and I'll show you some of the other features that you have. So let's take a look at some of the features you get under the Forever Free program. So you've got email campaigns, you get mobile-friendly email designer, you've got SMS marketing, you can personalize them, and you also have chat. Now, if you want to be able to do A/B testing, you don't have the daily sending limit, which is 300 on the Forever Free program. If you want to be able to remove the SendInBlue logo, and some other things, some optimization things. And if you want to be able to do a landing page, Facebook ads, or retargeting ads, then obviously you'll need to go into some of the higher paid programs, which would be the premium or the enterprise. But again, you don't have to jump into that at the beginning because there's no need for that right now. You're just trying to figure it out. So this is on the marketing side. Then when you get to the contact management side, you've got pretty much everything is the same across the board with the exception of the shared inbox. You've got all of these features, unlimited contacts, advanced segmentation, all of this. This is so great for a Forever Free program. You've got the transactional program as well. You can see there that you've got most everything with the exception of the dedicated IP and the sending limit. You also have under the marketing automation, you pretty much get all of the workflows for up to 2,000 contacts. That is great. Again, if you're just starting out, you don't need anything more than that because you don't even have 2,000 contacts. Now, the only thing that you get really when it comes to reporting is going to be real-time reporting, which is going to track your results of your campaigns each time they run. But it's not going to do things like a heat map or, your advanced open click stats and some of those sorts of things. You're going to have to upgrade for that. But again, you don't need that at the very beginning. Right now, you're just trying to build your email list. Next thing you want to look at is the support and integrations. You've got email support. You don't get the phone chat, but again, I haven't had any issues where I even needed that, but I have, if you do, you of course will be able to email somebody. And so these are all the things that you have. Again, they're very flexible. You can add some things, and they have an answer area. So without further ado, let me show you some of the things that I've been doing in my business and that I hope that'll be helpful for you in your business. Okay, so when you first log into your SendInBlue page, you're going to see how many contacts you have. If you've got anything running, any current things that are running, you're going to see who's opened it, how many clicks you have, and then if you've been blacklisted or anything like that. Right now, I'm still, I haven't really been doing email marketing for forever. I mean, honestly, I've been doing so many other things. I never took it seriously until very recently, pretty much December of 2020. So a lot of things that I have right now are just really getting started, but I've already seen the returns on it. And so I hope that you can take what I'm doing here and kind of make it your own for your business. So this is my dashboard. You've got your emails, templates, SMS, statistics, and then your settings. And like I'm on the free plan, so I get 300 emails a day, and then you can get SMS credits. But I haven't done the SMS texting yet because I don't need that functionality. I'm still sort of figuring it all out. So let me show you one of the first things. And so here are the emails from some of the recent campaigns that I have done. Now, I've blocked out the people's names because I want to protect their privacy, but it lists everyone here for you. One of the cool features that you have on here is that you can segment it. You can segment it by your different lists. So I have just a basic list, but then I have a list that's specific towards a specific campaign, which is my IP for Business Blueprint course. And so because I wanted to be able to tell the difference between them. I also wanted to have a difference. You can have contacts that are coming from your marketing automations or from other folders that you create. So you can create different folders to kind of segment where these people come from. But if you want to have all your contacts and see how many you have them all listed there. Other things that you can do is you can search an email address. You can also do advanced search and segmentation and import contacts if you've already got some. And there are several that I need to import. So there's things that you can do on your end as well. Now, if you have lists, I haven't created any, but if you have lists, like again, this is where you can see these are your lists for different lists that you want to keep. So I have one for business course, and then I have one that's just sort of basic overall company course. So I mean, it's just really about how you want to segment out that for yourself. The next thing you look at is forms, and forms is where you can start having some real fun. So as you can see, one of the things I recently did, and this is only a week old, is I created a form, and I'll show you what it looks like. This was for a lead generation lead magnet that I created, which is my 10-step business plan workbook. I did a YouTube video about it, and then I want to make sure that whenever people want to get access to the download, that I capture that email. And so I created this, which in itself creates its own landing page. So I'll show you what it is. So this is it. I designed it in here. So you can see it's a drag and drop feature. I can add a title. I can change the name. I can change the background. I have a reCAPTCHA that I use through Google. Like, you can make it whatever you want, and then you can tell them to click on that. And so this is what the form looks like. And so from there, after you create the form, then you can decide which list do you want it to go to. I said I just wanted it to go to my basic list. And so there it is. If I had a different list that I wanted to go to, because this is a specific, if this was a specific thing that I wanted to build a lead generation magnet for a specific purpose, then I would have a list created just for that. Then you go into settings. And so in settings, super easy. If you want to have it where they do a double opt-in, which is recommended for GDPR, you can do it that way. You could do it just a simple confirmation. One of the things that I also do, and I'll show you, which is kind of part of the workflow, is I have an email that's going to be generated that I created, that when someone completes this list, this email is going to be what happens. They're going to get sent an email that has the 10-step business plan workbook. It's going to be delivered directly to their inbox. Because sometimes you can do a no confirmation email, but the simple confirmation email is great because that's where they'll actually get it. It's going to go to their inbox. And so the reason I like doing it this way is that if somebody doesn't want to give me their right email address, that's fine. You can give me a fake email address, but then you won't get the material that you've requested because it's going to your inbox. One of the things I think that you've got to be careful about is that sometimes people will put fake or dummy email addresses just so they can get whatever your lead magnet is. And so the only way you're going to be able to get that 10-step business plan is if you give me a real email address that you check, because then you'll be able to download it from there. The other thing that you can do is you can refuse temporary emails, and that just kind of helps you so you don't get your list filled with a bunch of crappy emails, because you don't want that. And then you can hide the form once it's been submitted. I do that so that it doesn't keep submitting. That kind of helps when you're dealing with robots and stuff like that, and bots. So you want to make sure you do that part. And then here is just the message. When it's success, I just say whatever the name of the lead magnet is on its way to your inbox. So they know that they've submitted it, it's been successful, and there you go. If for whatever reason something's not valid or doesn't work, then it's going to tell them this is the message that's going to come up. You can also get another message if there's some other type of error. And then if someone leaves a required field empty, then it's going to be like, this field cannot be left empty. So they know you got to give me your name, your first, your last, and your email, or you're not going to get anything. The other great thing about SendInBlue too is the ability to share it. So it creates a link, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So let's click on the link. So just by having that link, it creates itself its own landing page. Now, it's not super fancy or anything like that, but because I have this link, I can now just share that link anywhere. I can put it on my Instagram, I can put it on my Facebook, I can put it anywhere. And this is the box where it's going to show up. And so that's great because sometimes you don't necessarily want to have that. So that's definitely a great feature. Okay, so that's one of the great things, that you can copy that because that's just the copy button. And now you can quickly share this here, and you're able to put it in different places. So you can put it all over your website. And again, you can put it on your social media accounts, wherever you want, and people can get it. Also, you can put it in the description area on your YouTube page under the video that talks about your whatever it is that you're talking about. The next thing you can do too is you can embed it. So they have it in iframe, HTML, and simple HTML. So it really depends on your website or wherever you're going to embed it. Then you have the functionality to be able to embed it. One of the things I love about this is that on my website, I use these all the time. And because I know coding, I know how to change the height and the width so that if I need it to fit in a certain spot, I can make it bigger or I can make it smaller. And it's not hard to do that part at all. And so if you're going to put it on your website, but you're like, oh, it doesn't fit right, it's too big, it's too wide, there is a way around that, but you'll definitely need to make sure you understand how to change when it comes to like the coding and stuff. Because if not, it's not going to look right and it's not going to work. And that's it. You can create it easily. So I've got a couple here. And like I said, I've only started this in December. And, creating different pop-ups and different lead magnets and captures and things like that. And I'll show you really quickly how to create these forms. So first you click on Create New Form. And you give it a name. So I'm just going to give it a test just so that you can see test form. So you give it a name. And then if you want to enable some GDPR functionality, you can. You can learn more about that. But we're going to skip that step for right now because I'm not trying to do that. So now let's say you want to go ahead and design it. This part is so easy. So your form design, you can change like what your font is going to be, the size. You can change the text colors. You can change the labels and how you want the font to be for that, for the help text, for the placeholder. Like, you can customize so much. You can also customize the background, this part here. This is the color that defaults to. You can change the color to whatever you want to go with your branding. You can also choose an image that you want, and you can also make that back. So if I wanted to make this be the image, it's a copy of my logo. Let's see if I can. Right. That doesn't look good, but I mean, if I wanted that to be it, then it totally could be it, and it's fine. But it's a transparent. But let's say if I wanted it to be, let's say if I wanted it to be this image. Again, it doesn't look good because that's not what it's fit for, but as you can see, I mean, obviously you can do whatever you want. So you can make it an image. Let's go back to the background. So let's say if I wanted to do a color, then if I know the hex color, and boom, there's my hex color. Again, and then if you wanted to like find a background image that you like, and you could just do whatever you want. So that's the background, the container. You can make it the firm vertical. You can make it a horizontal form. You can make it horizontal. You can align it left. You can align it right. You can keep it center. So many different things. So it's really all about what you're interested in, how you want it to look. The button, you can change the button to different things. Move the button to the middle, move it to the left, move it to the right. Change the color of the button. Make the button super duper 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 round or super square. So you can see it's getting round and round and round and round and round. Or you can make it traditional square. So you just, let's cancel. You can just do however you want. It's really going to be about what your branding is and how you like that to look. You can also have how the alerts look. Do you want a success alert? That's what it looks like. That's the error alert. You can change that up. You can change the spacing. You can make it tight. You can make it default. You can make it spaced. Honestly, it's really going to be up to you how you want to do it. So, and I'll just show you real quick. You can add other things to your form. So let's say this is going to be the Jen's newsletter. That's what we're going to call it. I'm not going to change the colors because I just don't want to go through all that. Then if I want to change this right here, I want to say it to say, hey, let's stay in touch. Then email address. But let's say, and then if I wanted to say email, I can keep it there. Enter your email address to subscribe. I could say whatever I want, however I want to, to say that here. And then the placeholder email there. Now, if I want to, I can add a new attribute. Oh, that's different. If I want to add a new attribute that's not already listed there. So let me go back because I don't need to do all of that. So let me go back. Okay, so I messed up because I clicked on add a new attribute. But let's say we're going to do Jen's newsletter, right? And we're going to say, let's say we want to say, let's try this again. Hey, let's stay in touch. So then I can do it that way. I think I had it, and I think I might have had it a different way. But anyway, that's if I was going to do a horizontal. So let's say if I wanted to add an attribute. So that's the attribute there. This is to create a new attribute, and that's what I did wrong on the last one. I didn't need to create a new one. I just needed to add it. So if I wanted to add another attribute, I would just put it here. And I can pick, these are the main ones. Email, your telephone number, first name, last name. So if I wanted to put the first name there, I could say enter first name. If I don't want to just say enter your first name because person probably can see that that's that, I can take that off. Or I could just get rid of this part and I could just call it first name. If I wanted to have help text, which is that text down here at the bottom, I could, but I don't have to. So I can get rid of the help text. If I wanted to make this a required field, which it already automatically is, which has the red star, if I don't want it to have that, just take the red star off. And so you can just kind of add all the things that you want to add, and then you go back, and then you add, let's say first name is great, but I kind of want a last name too. So got the last name's there, first name is there. I can take off the help text. Again, if I wanted to go back to this one, I could just get rid of this if I don't, hold on. Let's see, if I don't want it to say that, well, let's see, how do I do that? I guess that might be what it's called. So anyway, I could just get rid of the label altogether because it's kind of like, duh. Yeah. Anyway, so you just kind of play with it. You can take off your help text and all the other kind of stuff. Obviously, the email has to be a required field because there's no point in having it if you're not going to do that. Obviously, you need to have those things. So yeah, anyway, you play around with it. And then you can go to the subscribe button. And here, again, you can change the text. You can do all that. You can change the background of the button. I'm sorry. Let me go back to the button itself. So now here I'm at the button. So I can change the text. I can change the size, the alignment, how round it is, and all those sorts of things. So I'm not making too many changes because I'm going to delete this anyway. So the next thing you want to do, once you get happy with how your newsletter, your thing looks, that's fine. Now, it's going to tell you that they recommend that you do reCAPTCHA, and that's not hard to do, and you can just add that in there, which is what I have on mine, but we're just not going to go through all that because it's not hard to set up, and when you click on this, it'll take you to the page where you need to in Google to be able to do it. But again, you select your list, and let's say I wanted to put this on the main list that I have, then they have a default double opt-in confirmation. But then you also can pick, if you want to have a confirmation page. So like if you have a page that you want to send people to as soon as they submit and they confirm, then you can create a whole page on your website and do it there. You can do confirmation page after they clicked on a validation link in the email. So you can have them select a default thank you page, or you can create a page where, hey, this is your confirmation page after you validated it in the email. So that way you know you've gotten a good email, and then you can send them to that page. And then, because this is all for the double confirmation, that's why the double opt-in is recommended, because there are so many different parts to it. But sometimes people are like, I don't want to do all that, so it really just depends on you. But again, it's always, that's for compliance purposes, particularly for those who are international. And then you have the final confirmation page, which then will take you to whatever that email is that's going to have it. So that's the double opt-in option. Or you can do the single confirmation, which is it'll take you directly to that page. And then, or you can do no confirmation, which I definitely don't recommend. But then after they submit the form, you can just send them to a page automatically. So they don't get an email, but I always say you want to go ahead and be like, hey, here's your first email. All right, so after you do that, if I were to have a page, I don't have a page, so I just put it to the default. Okay. And here's some other things. Again, you can customize the messages that they receive, and then boom, there you go. You can share it, and then you can see what it looks like, and this is it. So super simple, super easy, not too complicated, I hope. But that's just one of the things that you can do if you just want to set up an email. Now, there are other things that you can do with SendInBlue, and I'll show you real quick. So the other really awesome thing that SendInBlue allows for you to do is to do some email automation and some workflows. And I'm going to show you, these are just some of the ones that I currently have. And they're all active, and you can see which ones are active, you can see which ones are paused, and I have none that are paused. All of them are active, but you can see them all. And so just when you're looking at this real quick, this is going to be, you can see that 9 people started this workflow and they went all the way through the end. And I can show you, it gives you the stats on it. And so you can see from, from this in particular, from the last 7 days, today, yesterday, and all that. So if you do anything in specific, you'll be able to see which dates. And so the workflow is this. I've gotten 5 contacts from this. So the form is that they submitted a form which asks the 10-step business plan. And this has only been created for a week. This isn't even old. So I've gotten 5 contacts within this time frame, 5 contacts. This is the name of the form that they submitted, which I showed you what that looked like on the forms page. And after 1 day, then they're going to get another email, which is just sort of my subscriber thank you. And then it tells me how many opens, how many clicks, and then I can look at more stats about anything that bounced, delivered, soft bounce, opening. So all of them opened it, and yeah, 5 was, okay, so 5 delivered, 4 unique opens, and then there you go. So this is a great resource, so you can see what's converting and what's not. So let's go back. So your workflows are super easy to do, but before you create a workflow, you've got to first create your email templates, because there's no point in having a workflow if you don't have emails that go out. So I'll show you the one for my latest one, which is the 10-step business plan, because that's the one I just did recently. Okay, so this is the preview page for the 10-step business plan. This is what the email looks like in the as it is now. And I'm going to show you real quick how it's set up. But this is the page so that you can see it. So you go to setup, and the templates page is called, the template name is called 10-step business plan workbook. So I know what it is. So you always want to give it a name. And then the subject line. So when someone receives the email, it's going to say, hi, whatever their first name is. And I know their first name because they had to put it in that form. Here's your 10-step business plan workbook. Very simple. So they already know they've got it. Preview text. Thanks for checking out my page. Here's your 10-step business plan workbook. Because wherever it is that they got it, whether it was on one of my social media outlets or whatever, they'll be able to see it there. This is the email it's coming from, which is going to be me. I can add a different sender if I want, but it's me. From name, that's my company's name. So the customized reply to is going to be the default, which is going to be mine. The to field default. So all of those sorts of things are default. You can change it. I have Google Analytics activated for tracking purposes. I also tagged it with business template because that's going to let me know. Now, one of the things that you can also do is add an attachment there, but because the way I set mine up is I keep all of my lead captures and things that people download, I keep those in a Google Drive, and so I don't put it here because I want them to get it from somewhere else. So I don't actually attach it and upload it here, but you can. And then you can enable the mirror link if people want to be able to look at it in the web browser. So that's what that looks like. So once you fill out the information about it, the next step is going to be to build it. So let's say I want to edit the email content. So this is what it looks like. Again, it's a drag and drop feature, which I love. You can add your logo here or some other kind of branding. I just put this up there. This part here is hi, whatever their name. So that's going to let them know, hey, I got you. This here is the branding for the 10-step business plan, which is a picture of me, the name of it. You get your business launched. So that I created this in Canva, and so that was super easy and quick. Put my logo here again, and then this is the link that's going to, when they click on it, it's going to send them there. So hold on, let me get the button right, because sometimes there. So here is the actual link. That's the Google Drive link. I have in the color, the button, all of that, the size, everything else. And so that's it. And then if I wanted to work on the button, like change anything about the button, I can change the button there. But there you go. So now it's like, thanks for checking out my page. As promised, here's the 10-step business plan. Stay tuned for more templates, checklists, and tips. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Got my information, got links to my Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube page, a little bit more about why this was sent. Because I'm on the Forever Free plan, you see the SendInBlue, and then I have my copyright information, which I need to actually update 2021. So I'm glad I'm doing this. All right. So then once I'm satisfied with how it looks, once you're super great, then you just say save. You can save it and quit. But I probably should have showed you guys what a test email is. So let me go back real quick. Okay, so I can do it from here. So this is what it looks like. They'll show you what it looks like on the desktop, and then they'll also show you what it looks like in email. So you can kind of get an idea. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. It's super cute. Great, great, great. All right. And so if I wanted to rotate it, what does this look like? See? Now I know what that looks like that way. So I know I have an idea of what people are going to get when they see it. Now, one of the other things you want to do is you want to send a test. And so you can send, everything I always send a test. So you can send a test to yourself, to somebody else. You can put a message in there. If you're sending it to a team, if you're doing it on behalf of somebody, there's some advanced settings there, but I'm going to go back because I don't need that. Okay. So yeah. You can send a test, and so you send a test, take a look at it in your inbox so you can actually see what it looks like. And then if you're good to go, everything is copacetic, save and activate. And so now, once it's saved, once it's activated, and it's going to tell you that template saved and successful, then you go back to your automation. So now when you go to my workflow and you can see my workflow, it's going to make a lot more sense. So let's say if I wanted to edit my workflow, it's going to pull up the workflow. And so right now, here's the entry point. And you can make multiple entry points for this same workflow, but I like to keep it simple. I also don't like bugging people. You'll never get 2 emails from me in the same week. This is not necessary. So submitted the form. That means when my customer or my client or whoever, when they submit the form, that's how you get in it. That's the trigger. At that point, if I wanted to add some other action, I could. After they submitted the form, because the form automatically has it where they're going to get the email. After they submitted that form, I want you to wait a day, and then I want you to send the subscriber thank you email. This email lets them know, because you've already gotten this, hey, I just want to hop in your email and say, your inbox and say, thank you for subscribing. Be on the lookout for X, Y, and Z. And I can update the thank you subscriber email on a quarterly basis to just have some different things. And so I'll keep that updated. And then that's it. And they exit the workflow. Now, if I want to add a new condition or send them to a different workflow, I could do that. But I'm still kind of figuring things out on how I want things to go. But you can see that it's active. I can pause it. I can make it inactive. I can do all of those sorts of things. I can test the workflow to make sure that it's working, which you always want to do, and change some of the settings. So there are just different things that you can do right off the bat. And I mean, there are other stuff too. There's a chat functionality that you can add to your website if you want to. And you can say, hey, I'm online. And so if you look at my website now, that's the pop-up. You see this form right here? This form is the SendInBlue form right here. And that feeds into it. You see this thing right here? this is the chat feature. How can I help you? And then it'll say if I'm offline. And so if I'm not online, I can do it. Now, obviously, if I were online, which is the chat feature, I would turn on the online. But I could change that. I could do whatever and all that. So let's say if you have, you are in business and you've got, someone there in your office with you, an assistant. When they come in, they can log in, turn themselves online, and during the business day, they're here to answer questions when people come and ask questions on your website. So these are all some of just the really cool features that are on SendInBlue. Again, like I said, you've got your CRM, which is where your customer relationships and all that kind of stuff, and you can keep where they are. You've got your contacts, which is a little bit different. That's just how the contacts you've gotten in, but you can really, in your CRM, you can go further in depth as to who this person is. You can assign it to people. There's just other tasks that you can do. And so I'm still exploring all of the different things that SendInBlue can do. But as you can see just from what I've showed you, there's a lot of things, and I love, love, love the fact that I can try all of this functionality out. I can get all of this stuff set up, and I can explore it and see how I can use it in my business. And so I hope that helps. So let's recap. In this video, I talked about some of the different aspects of SendInBlue and how you can use it for your business. They've got so many different pieces of functionality that we honestly just scratched the surface. And I really encourage you, because they have this forever free program, go ahead, take a look at it, explore it, and just see how you like it. And remember, this is not even a paid sponsorship. I just love the product so much, and I want to share it with you because it's so important that you have your email list, that you start building your tribe. Everybody knows when you build your tribe, those people are loyal to you. And so no matter which platform you go on or which new product you're putting out, you've got a loyal fan of people who are going to follow what you do, and they're going to invest in you and in your business. So I encourage you to take a look at it. Your action steps is to go on to SendInBlue's website and take a look, explore it. Create your own account. Remember, you have that forever free program, so why not try it out? See if it's a good fit for what you want to do in your business, and thus execute it. You've got to execute, because guys, listen, you want to build your raving fans. You want to have your tribe put together in a place for them to find you and for you to be able to communicate directly with them. You don't have to worry about some algorithm. You don't have to worry about someone changing up their new community standards program, because you have a direct connection with your audience. And so it's so important. It's 2021, y'all. Build your audience. All right, guys, I hope that you found this video helpful as you continue to navigate the process of becoming a full-time entrepreneur. I know that it's a lot going on and you're trying to figure these things out, and I hope that I'm able to be helpful to you and be a resource to you as you continue to navigate that process. Don't forget to like this video and be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can get the latest updates on all the different things that I'm going to be providing throughout the year. Also, if you want to find me, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and all of my handles to those sites are in the description box below. Also, if you've got any questions or just any comments or things that you want to ask me about as far as tools that you're using in your business or that you're looking to use, please use the description box below and let me know. I love interacting with you guys. I love commenting. I love being able to be a resource to you. I also have my website, jwmdesigns.com, and so if you've got any questions there, please feel free to check out my blog, because I usually add a lot of information there as well. All right, guys, that's it for this video, but until I see you in the next video, keep building, y'all.